So if you've seen many of my videos, you know that I really like to guarantee certain things because I love it in golf instruction when we can guarantee any kind of mechanic, even if it's just a starting point. Now, in today's lesson, we're going to be going over early extension, guaranteeing maintaining the tush line in the backswing. Now, the great thing about this is, again, if you execute what we go over in this lesson, you will guarantee getting at least that jump start into getting the tush line. So we know all the bad things that happen with early extension. When we start getting these hips to come in towards the target, we start just decreasing all of our space. We have to stand the club up, club flips, we cut across it, we add loft. There's so many things that we don't want to do. And if you draw this line right off the back pockets from the down the line view, you'll see all kinds of tour players getting on that line, staying on the line. Some of them go through that line, some of them stay a little bit near it, but they're all somewhere around there. They've got that nice hips back position with the chest over the ball as they're coming through. Now, here's the problem. The big problem that's not mentioned in a lot of drills when it comes to the back pockets line that we're going to go over here is we have to understand when we start expelling energy, the swing's over. When we actually start our swing, it gets over that fast. It's so quick, and if we understand that dynamic, then we can understand how we can start eliminating early extension with maintaining our tush line. So we're going to do a couple things here. We're going to understand the dynamic of how we fire, and we are going to understand exactly how we can over-exaggerate the tush line so that we can do this. So let's go over the over-exaggeration first. This is going to be the nuts and bolts of how we're going to do this, and then the firing sequence is going to be the guaranteeing sequence, how we can guarantee that we're going to be able to do this when we actually start hitting some balls. So the mechanical part here, so let's go ahead and draw a line right off my back pockets here. This is going to be called, this is referred to as the tush line, the back pockets line, a lot of different things. But regardless we were drawing a vertical line right off the back pocket. What we're going to do, in the backswing, I want us to start breaking this line. So when we start going up to the top, I want you to get your back butt back through that line. Go ahead and just get it way, way back there. And then that's going to be the first piece, breaking that line on the backswing. Then on the downswing, I'm going to have you do two things here. This is going to make sense here in a minute. I'm going to have you keep your back feeling like it stays towards the target, and I want you to break that line even more. So as you can see, let me go ahead and show you here from the down the line view first. I'm going to keep my chest facing you here, and then I'm going to get my pockets to go back. Now as you can see here from the face-on view, I'm going to be opening up slightly whether I like it or not. So I'm getting my pockets back in the backswing and back further in the downswing. That's going to be that over-exaggerated feeling. Now, I'm sure you're probably saying, you know, Michael, I've seen this before. That doesn't work for me. Well, here's the glue that makes it work. This is going to guarantee it working. If you do this before you unturn, then you'll be able to maintain your back pockets line. If you can, I've had players try this out, and the first time they've been early extending so they can never do it, and then I've actually seen them the very first swing get their back pockets before and make a swing with their back pockets staying behind because they understand this concept. We are going to drop and get down before we start going to the ball. Very important to understand that. So we're going to think about this. When we fire, we're going to think about when we actually start to hit the ball, that's going to be us unturning. So the words we're going to use here is we are going to turn, we are going to drop, and then after we drop, we're going to unturn. Very important to understand that we don't unturn until after we drop. The deal here is if we go up to the top of the swing and we try to drop and unturn, swing's over. We didn't give ourselves enough time to start training keeping the hips back. So if I try to drop, once I start firing, my hips are going to go, everything's going to go. So we're going to train this in sequence. I'm going to go up to the top. I'm going to drop. Once I drop and I've got my pockets way behind the line, then I'm going to unturn. So let me show you how we're going to start with this. We're going to go ahead. Remember, during the backswing, we're going to break that line. Then we're going to break that line even more. My back's facing the target. Once I get here, now I'm going to unturn. Now, it doesn't really matter how we hit these first couple of shots because this is going to be very, very piecey and put together, but we have to get that sequence first. So once we get a good feel for that sequence, now we're going to be able to start throwing some motion in this. And I want you to start off with this very easy, and you'll see once you get a feel for it, you can start speeding this up a lot more quickly than you might think. This is not something you have to work on for weeks and weeks and weeks. This can be like 1 to 3, 4 days of really getting this, and you can really eliminate that early extension. So again, I'm going to break that back pockets line. I'm going to break it more. Once I break it all the way as much as I feel like I can, then I'm going to unturn. So we're going to see it go back, and then I'm going to unturn. Again, I know these shots are a little bit squirrely right now, but these are going to be over exaggerations, so don't worry too much about where these are going. We're going to be worried about getting the body movement first, so that once we get this, we can tone it down, keep the back pockets nice and snug against that line, and hit nice normal shots. So let's do one more here. I'm going to be braking. I'm going to make sure I drop before I fire. That's the key, so that I can maintain that back pockets line. So we're going to go up, down, and then turn. That's going to be that sequence. So now that we've got that trained a little bit, we can start speeding that up more and more. So let's just take a full swing here, and you're going to see that when I make my swing here, I'm going to use that same sensation, but I'm going to add a little bit of flow in my swing here with that sensation, and then we're going to keep those hips nice and back, keep our posture, and a nice easy shot right down the fairway. So there we go. I had that sensation that my pockets were staying back, that they went back before I unturned, and I got a nice, decent little shot right down the center of the fairway. Guys, keeping that space in between our hips and the ball is vital if we're going to make sure that we're going to have a good move into the ball. Now that we've got that, that's just the first piece. The next piece is making sure that we're creating that path on the downswing to take advantage of the non-early extension move. So if we are not shallowing out the club head properly, then we might as well not keep our back pockets. If we're going to come in steep, then we can stand right up. So now that we're getting the back pockets down, we can now shallow the club and now start coming into the ball with a square club face. Well, I've got a great bonus for you. Head instructor and owner Clay Ballard has a great lesson that's going to show you exactly how to do this in what we call the anti-roll method. So he's going to show you exactly how we want to shallow this out, so make sure that you're getting your pockets back, get the sensation, get a good feel for this, and then make sure you check out the anti-roll method that you can see by clicking on the iCard that's going to pop up in the preview at the end of this video. If you don't see that iCard pop up, that's completely fine. You can click on the link in the description below, and you can see that entire video that shows you how to get that club to shallow out while keeping the back pockets down and back throughout the shot, just like you see all the touring pros do. So we'll see you here in the anti-roll method.
Here's the bottom line. If you've been taught to roll the club in the early downswing, that causes the shaft to get steep. And that steep club causes all your problems. It causes you to hit it way behind the big hitters and way inconsistent with your quality of strikes. So you're in the tall grass and the trees and the hazards all day long. Now the great news is this. There's really only two pieces that you need to know to fix all these problems. The first one is we need to learn the proper way to square up the club face. Instead of rolling the forearms and getting steep, there's another way that the pros do this. Once you learn this right way to square up the club face, then you can shallow out from the inside and everything starts to fit together. Now I'm going to teach you this right now in what I call the anti-roll method. You may also hear this called the motorcycle move or the tour twist, but let's walk through exactly how to do that. Now what I want you to do is go ahead and go kind of in the last parallel in the downswing. So here, I want my hips to go ahead and be opening up. I want my club to be parallel with the ground, and I want my hands to be in front of my right thigh. Now, when I take my grip, you're going to notice that when I do this, the club face is basically straight up and down. So if I'm looking at it from this angle, you'll see the face is straight up and down, and my logo of my glove is pointed out in front of me. Now from there,